EU governments want Britain to adhere to the Common Fisheries Policy CFP during the transition, meaning member states would still have unimpeded fishing rights to water between 12 and 200 nautical miles of the UK coastline, but Britain would have no role in deciding the size of catches elsewhere in Europe. Environment Secretary Michael Gove claimed last year that Britain would quit the CFP and take back control of its waters after Brexit, a claim reiterated by Theresa May in the Commons shortly after the EU27 agreed sufficient progress had been made in Brexit talks to move on to Phase 2. She said, "We will be leaving the European Union on March 29, 2019. We will therefore be leaving the Common Fisheries Policy and the Common Agricultural Policy at that date. The relationship we have on both those issues continuing through the implementation period with the European Union will be part of the negotiation of the period which will start very soon." The EU has cast doubt on Gove's claim that Britain will reclaim control of its waters post-Brexit. However, Mr. Gove's confident claim has not been heard again since, and one EU diplomat believes the Environment Secretary may have quietly conceded the UK will be unable to discuss fishing quotas until the end of the transition period. The diplomat told The Guardian, "We notice Gove hasn't repeated that recently. Perhaps he has been reined in because it isn't going to happen. Every year, EU member states negotiate between themselves the total amount of fish to be taken from the seas, species by species, but each country's allocation within the total allowable catch does not change. Fishing industries on both sides of the channel are likely to face huge changes after Brexit. The EU27 are keen to strike a bilateral deal before Brexit on the total size of the catch taken out of UK seas by European fishermen, with the agreement potentially lasting the entire length of the transition period. However, Brussels officials are set to refuse any attempt to alter the predetermined quotas, the same quotas that have caused so much angst for fishing communities across Britain. Gerard van Balsfort, who chairs the European Fisheries Alliance, which represents EU fishermen in the Brexit negotiations, said he was confident Britain would not succeed in persuading the EU27 to change its position in the coming months. But Bertie Armstrong, chief executive of the Scottish Fishing Federation, said it would be absolutely unacceptable for Britain to be kept tied to the CFP framework during the two-year transition period. The prospect of losing access to UK waters has struck fear into some fishing communities in mainland Europe, with job losses expected in northern European ports if access to UK waters is denied. Finistère, the French department in the extreme west of Brittany, is fearing a major hit to its fishermen. Monday, March 20, 2017, Nathalie Sarah-Bezols, a local official, said the end of the access to the British fishing areas to the Finistère fishing boats is a real economic risk. 50% of the fishing activity in Brittany region is made inside the British exclusive economic zone. Meanwhile, the Hautes-de-France region in the north of the country, where French President Emmanuel Macron was born, is another region fearing a post-Brexit future without access to UK waters. The region is home to France's main fishing port, Boulogne-Calais, which a new report by the EU's Committee of the Regions describes as the main European centre for the treatment and processing of sea products. François de Costa, an official for the Hauts-de-France region, said along the region's coastline nearly 170 small-scale and deep-sea fishing businesses produce a turnover of close to €80 million with a fleet of around 190 vessels, providing nearly 900 on-board jobs. Wholesaling and processing of sea products provides 5,000 jobs in 150 companies. Thus, significant effects to be expected in the case of a hard Brexit.